and you put a gun to their head and you killed them. There is no other explanation. You're a stone cold killer.
Cheers to the man who makes it happen for us. Happy birthday, John.
Cheers, John.
We love you.
Well, you were gonna be our surprise shot dedication for today. I feel like when it's our birthday, surprise shot goes to you.
Okay.
I do want to make sure I shout out our newest Patreon member, Tina.
Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
All right.
Cheers.
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 I have a guess before we. Yep.
Oh, what was it? Oh.
Actually, I was wrong.
It was 99 proof pineapple.
Thank you, everybody. Happy birthday. I am 38, right?
7.
Oh, sweet. 37?
You got an extra year in your life. Hooray.
Shit, I'm almost 40 years old.
Almost.
Not yet. You have time.
All right, we have a story tonight for you guys. I don't know if you've heard it, but do you guys want to get started?
Yes. And Natasha, very good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Natasha, what's up? And we're going to 10905 Powers Avenue in Cockeysville, Maryland. So this is weird. I have not been here on Google Earth at all. Yet I type in that number and it's the first one that comes up.
Did you search it though on regular Google for you?
Yeah, I did search it on the map.
That's probably why.
Fucking damn it. Always watching me and shit. All right, here we go.
That's like on Christmas.
Whoa. Sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
My family got me an Amazon Echo Dot, and I didn't know how to respond because,
It was going to listen to your response.
yeah,
Would you buy this house?
no, because it's probably a murder house.
What? Why would you say that?
If it was located in Charleston, South Carolina, perhaps.
No, it'd be weird for it. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be as expensive probably as it is in Maryland.
So what? I mean, Maryland's expensive. This part of
More
Maryland.
so than South Carolina, probably.
What? Because we're a bunch of inbred hicks down
No,
here?
No, but
it's close, like
closer
to the certain cities.
Metropolitan area.
Yeah.
What? So I love my cousin?
You can take whatever I say any way you want to say. I don't have to give you permission because you're going to do it anyway. So
I've never been to Maryland, but they say it's expensive. This part of Maryland, Cockeysville, is upper echelon. So this house right here is actually one of the wealthiest in this part of Maryland. And I guess it is kind of expensive because, I don't know, it looks nice. And
Good
there's
lot sizes.
Yeah, really. I mean, look at this over here. You can see the lot size right here.
Good amount of privacy between
I'm
the
surprised they
homes.
don't have a pool.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Pool. Well,
Yep.
what is this?
Looks like a sewer drain.
No.
Maybe that's a above ground pool. I don't know, or a hot tub.
No.
That little ass
No, that
dinky
might
thing
be
is
like a
the
little
pool?
fire pit or something.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I told you the address right there. It's in a very wealthy part of Maryland. We're going to February 1st, 2008. It's a Friday night. Well, actually, let me start the day after on a Saturday.
Okay.
February 2nd, 2008 is a Saturday. Again, we're at 10905 Powers Avenue. This is the people that live in the house. for us.
It's a
nice
family.
Family of 5, 3 boys.
That's the Browning family. So in that photo, you have John. He is the father. John, Tamara, Gregory, Benjamin, and Nicholas. 3 kids, 3 sons, and a husband and wife. I'm starting the story on Saturday. It's around 5:30 p.m. This is February 2nd, 2008. And Nicholas, 15-year-old, he is out with his friends. He's at the mall. And since early that morning, he was supposed to go to his house to clean because his mom said, all right, you can go out with your friends, but you have to be back in the morning to clean. But usually, since he doesn't drive, he's only 15, usually she would have to come pick him up at his friend's house. So that didn't happen in the morning. And plus, the mother's usually calling him and texting him and stuff like that. And that just does not happen. So he's getting really worried at this point. So the whole day he's with his friends. And at 5:30, the friends go back and drop him off. And he enters his house, goes to the garage, and he is already kind of on edge because his family, his dad, his 2 brothers, and his mom has not been answering any of his phone calls, has not been answering any text, and it's been all day. It's 5:30 at night. Like, where are they? What's going on? He gets home. The cars are still there. They're still in the garage. He goes to the garage with the code and he's calling out mom, dad, Greg, Benjamin, the brothers. No answer. He looks on the couch, he sees his dad. His dad's just laying there. It's not until he gets real close that he sees there's blood all over the couch. Someone had shot his father in the back of the head. His father was sleeping, from what it looked like, in the back of the head, straight down.
So is it like execution, style? Like this is like targeted hit type thing?
That's a good question. We're going to get to that in a second. He sees his dad there and immediately he starts freaking out. He's with 3 other boys his age, but they also run in and see this massacre. Dad is dead on the couch. Blood everywhere. He's been shot in the back of the head. The gun's not there. All there is blood splatter. So Nicholas goes in and he's like, what the fuck? And he runs upstairs to check on his mom. In the master bedroom, the mom is also there, shot through the head twice. So at this point, he can't even process it. He runs into his brother's room, which they shared a room, but they have different beds. So the youngest brother, Gregory and Benjamin, 113, 111, he goes in there and both of the brothers are also dead. Bullet through the head. All of them dead. It was, it's a hit of some sort.
Yeah.
On the couch, like bloody, his face was really pale. And then we got Mr. Pat, who's about to drive away. He came in and then he pushed us away from like the dad. So Nick went upstairs, found his mom in the master bedroom and his 2 brothers in their bedroom, like all bloody. And I was up there too with him. And Alex was down the hall and I just took Nick and just brought him outside.
So you have 4 15-year-old boys. One of them, the son of a family that was just brutally murdered. And I mean, think about it. They all saw the dad, the mother, and the 2 younger boys, which were younger. Both of the brothers were younger than these 15-year-olds. They're dead. What they also notice is the house is ransacked. This was a robbery of some sort. I told you that the house was in a really wealthy neighborhood, and that house was of the upper echelon of the socioeconomic
but you
status.
should, like, robbing and murder with shots to the head are 2 very different kind of crimes and motives. Like if you wanted to steal something in that neighborhood, you're probably studying, doing your homework because you just want the wealth that might be in there. So it feels like there's something else at play.
Well, what if I'm a robber and I go in there and get caught? Maybe I thought you guys weren't going to be home and the dad catches me, so I shoot him real quick.
But that's not what happened. So you can tell by the fact that he was shot in the back of the head.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It wasn't like a fight and unexpected.
When the detectives go over everything, it seems like everyone was sleeping. There was no fighting back, no defensive wounds. The dad didn't even wake up. He was
on the couch, you said?
Yeah, on the couch downstairs, snoozing. And I mean, he didn't wake up. The mother, same thing. She was sleeping. The 2 brothers, one of them probably did wake up, I would imagine, when they heard that shot, when the shot that killed his brother, but only for a few seconds. You know what I'm saying?
It does make me wonder if more than one person is involved, because like you would think a gunshot would wake up somebody in the house.
Unless they use like a silencer or shot through a pillow or something.
Ooh, yeah, good call.
Yeah, the pillow thing would be interesting. But the bullets were 9mm. So yeah, you'd be able to hear that even in that big house, you'd be able to hear it upstairs.
For
definitely.
Sure.
I mean,
I would jump up. Yeah.
Even number one, silencers are illegal, I'm pretty sure. And I know in most states.
well, so is murder, but I mean, here we are
I know
over
what I'm trying to
400 episodes later.
True.
What I'm trying to say is you're not going to be able to find a silencer, and shooting through a pillow, I don't think that would really muffle the sound all that much. I mean, it does on TV, I guess. Maybe it does. I don't know.
Let's see. Sable said, I'm saying Amityville Horror because she's still freaked out about how DeFeo shot all the family members with a shotgun and no one heard the sound.
Yeah, shotgun, you definitely hear it. Now, all 4 of the boys, they run out. 911's called, everything else. The whole family is dead except 15-year-old Nicholas Browning. Now, let me talk about the family itself and the house, because it seems at this point that it was a robbery. There's jewelry spilled over everywhere.
Spilled over, but not taken.
Interesting.
Staged.
Did I ever tell you about the time that
I can't
my
fool
house
y'all.
got robbed?
I'm sorry. This is episode 410.
This means I think we need a new niche.
Conspiracy theories, but y'all won't let me do it.
Do it. Do it. Let's talk about the family. The father, if this was some sort of robbery, there is motive for a robber to target not only the family for wealth, but the father's is a practicing attorney. He does mostly real estate and commercial, but he's very well known in the community. I was looking at the law firm. Apparently, this is the oldest law firm in the whole town, and it's the most like prestigious, and he is a partner there. The family is extremely well off. They have real estate holdings. They have summer houses. I mean, you saw their house is really nice to be in that part of Maryland. There's a lot to take there if robbery was the motive. And a little bit about the family. They're not only rich, they're well loved and well known. The father, for example, is a scout leader. He is a church leader. The family itself, they do everything together. The kids, all three kids, they go to sporting games. They'll be at every football game, high school football games, middle school. You have Nicholas, who's playing lacrosse in high school. The other two brothers playing their sport, lacrosse, basketball. So they're going to all these games with each other. They're in the church every Sunday. They're out on the church trips. They do the camping trips and all that stuff. And plus being an Eagle Scout leader, I mean, they're really tight knit and really respected. They don't flaunt everything. If they did, they'd probably have that huge pool. You know what I'm saying? They don't flaunt their wealth, but you know that they're very wealthy. The children, you have Gregory, 13 years old, Benjamin, 11. Both of them, well, all three of the brothers, even Nicholas, they're AP students in their classes, top of their class. Not only that, they're popular. They're the cool kids in their classes and schools. They're well known. They're well loved. They're always smiling. They're quiet, wealthy, active members of the community. So obviously we have to find a killer. So let me go back to that night, the night that this happened, probably around 1:30 to 3 in the morning. Somewhere in that time period, there was 4 family members brutally slain. All right, so let's actually go back and see the timeline here. Friday night, the 15-year-old Nicholas Browning, he is over at his friend's name is Ryan Fingles, like Pringles, but Fingles. Now, these are all 15-year-old kids. And
I have 10 Fingles and 10 Toggles.
The day prior to that, so Friday, Nicholas is at school. He does his lacrosse training, stuff like that, a basketball game. And then all 4 of the friends, they converge at their friend Ryan's house. They're just going to bullshit, drink a little bit. They've been doing that lately. In fact, Nicholas has been getting in trouble with that. He's gotten in trouble at least twice for drinking. He's 15, right? You shouldn't be drinking. But they were going to just chill, watch TV, play video games, stuff like that. There was a sleepover. They watched Robin Big and the movie Accepted, and around 10:30 they kind of dozed off or whatever. Around midnight, Nicholas tells his friends that he's going to go to his house, which is a 20-minute walk. He wasn't driving because he's 15, so you can't drive at night or whatever it was. So he's going to walk home, which is 20 minutes away from where he's at now, spending the night. He's going to grab his car and come back and pick them all up. Now, all 4 friends, they're going to get in the car and just kind of ride around, maybe joyride, maybe stop at McDonald's, stuff like that.
Get a McFlurry. I see.
Yeah. So now what's your theory?
Sounds like some teenage shenanigans to me.
Yeah, it ain't looking good.
All right, the teenagers. Okay, all 4 of them. What do you think? They just went in there and killed his family?
I mean, where would they have gotten the gun? Was it the dad's gun?
The gun was later found. It was the dad's gun, yeah. The Browning family had a lot of firearms in the house. They had a 9mm. They had a 38 special. They had a 40 caliber. So they had, which is kind of a rare gun to have, but they had quite a few guns in the house. And all the kids were proficient in shooting as well. So it was the father's gun. The murder weapon was found on, I think it was like Shore Road. We can look it up on the map. I think it was like a couple blocks away. It was in the bushes.
Well, if I had to make a guess, or are you asking for a guess now? Or
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, you mentioned how like the family was well liked and they were wealthy, and the kids were all very smart, top of their class. So it could be one of Nick's friends was like jealous of what he had, or maybe Nick, they were all hanging out and Nick like pulled out the gun to like show off the gun, and maybe they got into an argument and like there was.
So it's like an accident?
No, I don't think that brutally murdering 4 people could be an accident.
But all right, so
We know it wasn't because of how they were killed.
All right, think about this. Exactly. So it can't be just a spur of the moment thing. They were all killed in their sleep. But think about this. If it was just, all right, I got a problem with Nick's dad. You kill the dad. Would you kill a 13 and an 11-year-old just because?
No, that's why I'm saying it wasn't because of like any individual family member other than maybe Nick. Unless it was Nick because, maybe he felt entitled to something and his family was like not, I don't know. I don't know.
Police start tearing up the house. They notice that everything's already ransacked. They notice, for example, that the basement where the perp must have came in, he had stacked up an Xbox and put a Nintendo Wii on top of that, like he was going to carry it, but it was too heavy. They also noticed that there was no broken windows. There was no bashed in doors. There was no busted locks. There was nothing. There's no forced entry. So the first question they have is, okay, there's no forced entry. How did they get in?
Well, the 15-year-old must have had a key.
Okay.
Or they left a key under a mat, or like the door was unlocked because they knew that he was out.
When Nicholas goes to get his car, they're going to joyride. He leaves around 12:30, 12:30, somewhere around there. 20-minute walk, get the car. Now he's going to be doing this like surreptitiously, so his family doesn't see him taking the car because he's not supposed to be driving. But he's going to do it real quiet. So he's going to keep the lights off. You know how you do when you're 15. You know what I'm saying? And then, even though I remember my brother tried to do that and he backed into a ditch.
You needed to call Dad to help him out.
No, it was just really loud. Everyone could hear it. Anyway, he's going to back out and then come back over. So I don't know, an hour max?
If that, yeah.
He gets there to the car. He's going to sneak in the car, but oh shit, I don't have the keys. I don't have the car keys. Well, where's the car keys? Well, they're in the house. And in fact, earlier he called his brother, Gregory, the 13-year-old, and said, be sure to leave the basement door unlocked because he wants to go in there, grab the keys while mom and dad are sleeping, go back, get the car and skedaddle. However, when he gets to the house at 1 o'clock in the morning, all of the lights are on in the house. So mom and dad, they're still awake. So I can't do this. I can't take this car.
Okay.
So he gets inside the car and he falls asleep. It would be 5:30 in the morning by the time Ryan calls his phone because everyone else passed out. He calls his phone at 5:30 asking him where he's at. And that's when he's like, oh shit, I fell asleep. I'm in the car.
You guys spent the entire evening together yesterday? Yes. Did you actually leave the house at all last night?
We'll just walk around the neighborhood.
Okay. How far do you live from where he lives?
Half a mile.
Half a mile. Did you guys go over there?
No.
Did he?
Yes.
What time did he go over there?
Like 12:30.
Last night?
Yes.
What did he go home for?
Truthfully, we were going to just take his car out.
I'm sorry, what was his name?
Nick Browning. Just take his car out for a little drive.
Okay. Did you guys do that?
No.
All of you were there?
And he said he fell asleep.
So he didn't get the car, and now there's been a lot of time that he has not been with his friends. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 5 hours, right?
Unaccounted for.
Unaccounted for.
Okay.
And the murder
I'm
happened.
gonna feel real bad if it's not this kid.
The police, they're like, all right, so you fell asleep in your car because the lights were on and you didn't get the keys. Okay. They question the other boys and Nick goes back over there. They go to the mall. Like I said, they're at the mall. One of the boys said that Nicholas had the keys in his jacket. He had them. He didn't know they were there. He thought they were inside, but they're not. He had them the whole time. What a mix up, right? So the detective's like, something's really not adding up here.
I'm in homicide. Been here a while. Stuff's just not adding up for me right now with you, okay?
Something's really not adding up here. And then later, when the police keep flipping the house, finding everything, they're going to find out who killed this wealthy family, especially the two kids. They look for the gun safe key because the dad has guns. And when you have a 13 and an 11-year-old, common procedure is to lock them up.
Absolutely.
Where do you think they found that key? The key to the murder, the key to the gun safe.
On the car keys.
They actually found it under Nicholas's mattress.
You've done nothing but lie to your friends. I couldn't find the car keys. I couldn't get in the house. All the lights were on. You got the car keys in your jacket. You have no idea where the keys to the gun locker are, yet they're found under your mattress.
Which is kind of weird, right? Like, why would it be there? But they could have more than one key, I guess. All right, should I just tell you what the fuck happened here?
Just put us out of our misery, because otherwise I'm going to feel really bad if I'm suspicious of this 15-year-old.
All right. This is the first time they're accusing Nick. They say, all right, something's not adding up here. No, there was no break-ins. The gun was removed. It's no longer there. They look for the key. The key was under your bed. So someone came in, a robber. They stole nothing at all. They just flipped over things. There was jewelry, very expensive jewelry on the dresser, not touched. There was an envelope with money in it, hundreds of dollars, sitting there, not touched. None of the electronics were touched. It looked staged. The detectives, both veteran detectives of over 20 years, they've done this millions of times. They knew that he probably knew more than he was telling. But here's the thing. You can't say that this boy killed his whole family and his brothers too. Who would do that? I mean, it just doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't make sense.
And yet,
Here we
terrible
are.
things happen.
Well, so here you go. This is them questioning him. This really pay attention to his demeanor, I guess, because they actually had a problem with how he was reacting.
What time did you start calling the house?
First call, I think we called just because the kids were to come over tonight and we're saying little get together, and
Right.
I called it about 10 o'clock in the morning.
This morning.
This morning at my
Okay.
family's house phone. And I called their cell where I called all the numbers: Greg's cell, my mom's cell, dad's cell, work.
He's pretty calm. Here's him eating some Burger King.
Makes us feel a little better, okay?
Thank you.
Anything else? Need to head or anything?
His mom, his dad shot through the head, and his two little brothers. And he's pretty calm right
No emotion at all.
there. No emotion.
But I mean, he could just to play devil's advocate, like he could be shocked.
In shock.
Yeah.
Because like, sometimes when you see something horrific or hear something upsetting, you go numb. You don't know how to react.
Yeah, that's true.
But and then we've seen the cases where people overreact. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's like really calm. Not even 12 hours ago, he just saw his whole family's gone, annihilated. He's really calm. Either he's in total shock or he's some sort of sociopath, right? I mean, there's no other, he's like absent of a conscience. Is that the case? Oh, he's 15 years old.
Is he heavily medicated?
Or medicated at all.
That's a good question. He is not on any medications now. All right, look, he's got his feet on the chair. You see his feet on the chair? That's kind of fucked up.
Kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, his shoes are off, feet on the chair. It's kind of fucked up. Anyway, he just saw his whole family just wrecked, and he's just like eating Burger King. Like most people wouldn't have an
Yeah,
appetite.
I don't know if I would be able to eat.
No. Nope.
Now, like Jen said, yeah, we've been doing this a long time. In some cases, like people just react fucking weird.
Oh, interesting. Prefrontal cortex damage, ? Natasha.
Oh shit.
It does kind of feel like that. Yeah. Has he, in his sports play, been hit in the head?
Lacrosse though?
Yeah. Lacrosse is a very physical sport.
So Nicholas is caught, right? Okay, we know it's you.
And you put a gun to their head and you killed them. There is no other explanation. Nobody broke into that house.
What happened? Did you just go in there and shoot up your whole family? What the fuck? This is crazy. Like you were living the life. Like, why would you do that?
It is crazy. What, like they're providing a beautiful home. I know that sometimes parents lay down the rules that you don't want to follow, but really?
Why would he though? Because this is him talking about all the stuff he has that he would lose.
You had a reason to do it. Yeah, you did.
What would my reason be?
Your father was pissed at you last night. Maybe he didn't like your lifestyle. I don't know.
How could I not like my lifestyle? I go to my summer house every 2 weekends. I get whatever I want. I get it.
People do it every day. Why do people walk into schools and shoot all their friends?
Good point.
Because they're picked on. They don't enjoy it. I enjoy my life a lot.
Okay. Again, I know people that love their children. They kill their children. People love their babies, but they kill their babies.
Fair.
All right, if he's pissed at his dad, why kill the mother? I told you earlier the mother was sleeping. I told you the two brothers were
The
sleeping.
dad was sleeping too.
Why kill everyone?
Maybe
All
he
right, so
he planned it so that it would look like a murder suicide for his dad.
I'm going to go through step by step the murder from what he says. This is the killer, a 15-year-old killer, and this is what a 15-year-old psychopath looks like. Literally no emotion at all besides like self-serving, trying to, barter his way. As you'll see when in the interview, he's like, well, if I confess, I'll still go to jail. He's almost kind of like saying, okay, I'll confess if, you give me 10 years or whatever. I'll confess. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to barter his way if he's going to confess. He's not, his whole family is murdered, dead, gone. They're gone, the whole family. And he is just no emotion, right? All right. Let me talk a little bit about a potential motive here. The father was really hard on Nicholas. He's the oldest one. He's the 15-year-old, the oldest one. He's a Boy Scout going to get his Eagle Scout badge or merit or whatever. And the father, he has this very high expectation for the oldest son. Nicholas starts drinking. He's underage. He gets caught twice. The car gets taken away, stuff like that. The father, from what he would say, is not abusive physically, but emotionally abusive. It would come out that the mother, Tamara, allegedly has an alcohol problem. So like Nicholas can't drink, but he can see his mother drink every night type of thing. Now, no one can corroborate that because everyone's dead besides him. So we got to take what he says, But is that a reason to do this? The dad is kind of hard on him,
I think every 15-year-old thinks that their parents are kind of hard on them though.
Yeah.
My parents were hard on me and I was a friggin' straight A student, just it manifests itself in different ways. Doesn't mean you need to murder your parents and your siblings.
A former classmate said, and this from the Washington Examiner, he often complained about his father, and I specifically remember him saying he would kill his family one day in a joking manner. Another friend said, quote, he talked a lot about how rich his father was, how he wanted some of that money. And he also says, quote, he didn't like his father because he used to always yell at him and stuff.
He used to always yell at stuff. The fuck? Like
the other three kids, they had nothing to do with it. They didn't know this kid, their friend was going to go murder his whole family. He said he was going to get his car, not to murder his whole family. Like what the freak? It's kind of, this is what's really fucked up in my opinion. Yeah, the family's dead and that's really tragic. But what is also tragic is you staged this whole thing and included your three best friends, not only to be a part of it, but to see the dead bodies of every one of your family members. That is so fucked up. I can't even explain. Like that alone, I think is almost as bad as the murders itself. You traumatized these three 15-year-olds. And if you really, to watch the interview, one of the boys, Trey, when he talks about seeing the bodies, I remember him saying that, oh yeah, and the mother was like that, the blood and stuff, like the blood, like kind of trying to downplay it in his own mind because he just saw something so horrific. Yeah, it was the same. It had the blood on it and stuff, these boys are traumatized now. So you wrote all of your friends in it to like be an alibi. And you also made them look at your dead family's bodies. That is so fucked up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Alex would say that Nicholas often, quote, and I guess he calls him Hitler, end quote. He also said that his brothers were, quote, annoying and his, quote, mom drinks a lot. That's what Alex would say. But here's the thing. Nicholas says to the detective, all right, okay, if I confess, quote, even if there's a reason, I still go to jail.
And if I tell you a reason, that'll somehow change my jail sentence?
A lot of people would say he has antisocial personality disorder. From researching on here, it's the same as being a sociopath. So disregard for violation of others' rights, failure to conform to social norms and rules, which he was repeatedly doing. Remember, he was getting in trouble a lot and he kept doing it. Also, go back to that video I just showed you. Was his legs not propped up on a chair in a police station? Who the fuck does that? Like, who does that? Like,
if I own the place.
Right. Like if that's, I'm trying to think about like my reaction would most likely be like, I probably would be, even if I wasn't crying, I would like my reaction wouldn't be Natasha, I think called this out. The body language, like his arms were crossed over his chest.
Defensive.
Like I am when I'm stressed, like I touch my face. Like I go like this. I have to like pull my hair up. I will like clench my hands, crack my knuckles. Like I will cover my stomach because I feel feel sick. Like I am physical when I am distressed.
Most
and I
people are.
show that.
That's what they look for.
Exactly. And so he is like,
He's
and I wouldn't be able to eat. I know that because anytime I've experienced a very traumatic loss, it's like, don't need to eat for days. It's fine. Not important. Have no appetite. In fact, the thought of food would make me want to throw up.
yeah. No, I get you. Well, why do you think they?
So they're probably like, this dude wants a Whopper? What?
Yeah, they asked him, what do you want? Oh, double Whopper and a Coke. They knew that he did it.
As soon as you, probably right away.
The
because
interview's
nothing was taken. If he,
the interview was a few hours, but half the interview they're building rapport and trying to get him to realize that he's not a suspect. Like they're just trying to get information, but then they spring it on him like quick, like, okay, you did it. We know you did it, yada, yada, yada. So then he gets really defensive. And this is crazy. This is what antisocial personality disorder looks like. All right. So, and I told you from my research, a few things: disregard for violation of others' rights, failure to conform to social norms, impulsivity, failure to plan ahead, irritability and aggression, reckless disregard for one's own safety, and lack of remorse, which that's what this case is now. He has no conscience. He actually, I've never seen this before, freaking tells the detective in a defiant tone,
and you put a gun to their head and you killed them.
How do you know?
how do you know?
he's looking for where he,
Yeah, he's looking for like an avenue out.
mistake, yeah.
How do you know? No one broke into the house. How do you know? And then they talk about the keys. And he says, so the keys is going to put me away forever? The keys? Is that the thing?
We're sitting here,
You're
we're talking.
not God. You don't have cameras soon.
You're not God. You don't have cameras in my house.
but apparently you think you are
That
because
is-
you are controlling life and death of your own family.
That is, have you ever, a 15-year-old would say that to a detective? Holy shit.
Oh yeah. Well, this is in 2008. That kind of behavior doesn't really surprise me working with teenagers. Like, I mean, this is totally different than like vaping in the bathroom
Jesus.
type of interview. Like, why did you do it? Whose is this? Blah, 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 blah,
Snowflakes.
blah.
Special
But like,
snowflakes.
this is, kids are kind of defiant.
You're not God. You don't have cameras.
We're sitting here, we're
You're
talking.
not God. You don't have cameras soon.
But kids are kind of like that. Like one of the most common things I've seen, like not most common, but like it's happened more than once. Or like an administrator will like tell a kid to like do something in the hallway or stop or whatever, and be like, "Get off my dick, bro."
What?
Yes, they say yeah.
It's the fucking music. It's that shitty fucking rap music. I like rap, the old school stuff, but that new shit is fucking terrible. It's all
Love
about,
me some Dr. Dre.
it's all about,
I don't know if I would say it's the rap music. I would say it's the culture. I would say culture is different now. Rap is like music and arts are part of that, but I don't know what the real answer is.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's social media, it's TikTok, it's all the things.
There's a sense of entitlement.
yeah, but you got to blame something. And I blame music. My dad blames Obama. What do you blame? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess the music follows the culture. The culture's fucked. I mean, all these people just are so entitled and shit,
It is. It's a sense of entitlement. It's a sense of I can do what I want. Like, what are you going to do about it?
He says,
And not everyone's like that.
oh my God. I mean, what the fuck? All right. So there's something very important here with the interrogation. Let me just say this right quick. So at this point, they know that a suspect committed these murders. They may be trying to confess. And if you watch these interrogation videos, you can see this. They're kind of like looking for like a push. And one of the big pushes for the detectives is a motive. They say, okay, you're going to jail. You're going to be in the spotlight. People are going to know. How do you want to appear? Do you want to appear like a cold-blooded killer?
You were a stone cold killer that killed his family.
An entitled little brat that killed all his family? Or is there some motive? Like your dad was hitting you or yelling at you and you snapped. So they're trying to like get him to confess by giving them a reason almost to do it. Not that he's just a cold-blooded killer, but these detectives sit here for almost 2 hours back and forth with this kid because he's antisocial personality and he has no remorse. So he's not buying into that bait. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's very frustrating. shoplifting to sit here. That's why he's like, you don't know for sure.
You know, I was gonna say, like, it's amazing how, you know, the dad may have been trying to discipline his child for drinking underage, doing the thing, and the reaction, sure, like, again, maybe this is I'm kind of saying this is a generational thing, but our reaction would not have been to murder somebody.
I know, right? I mean,
And I just like that kind of makes me a little like hesitant, like in the future, like if I ever get married and have kids, it's like, is my child going to kill me? Like,
yeah, because he has 3 of them, and they're all good kids. Nick is a good kid. Everyone loves him. He's a top student. He's popular. He gets in trouble drinking. Holy shit! I don't even want to tell you the shit I got in trouble for in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
his
worse than
superlative
drinking.
was most likely to get 20 to life.
Jeez, yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, that should be a title.
No,
It's a good
he's got a little more than that.
Oh,
one. Or, you know,
interesting.
And if I tell you a reason that'll somehow change my jail sentence.
Okay, so he just slaughtered his whole family, and he's thinking about how to get a lighter jail sentence.
like he just
there's
admitted to it right there. If I tell you
I know.
a reason, like that'll change my jail sentence.
Dude, if you watch this interview, just this one part out of context, you would think that he got caught shoplifting or something, you know? All right, if I tell you what I stole, you know, will you take it easy on me? You just murdered your entire family, including your 2 little brothers, who for reasons unknown still didn't have to die. They were sleeping. They weren't witnesses to it. We're going to I'll go through in a minute, like step by step how it happened, but I just wanted to show you this guy. And I want to
There was no burglar.
I want to say from these detectives, they said that usually in like 99% of the times, a burglar will not murder unless he's put like kind of pushed up against a wall in a situation. Usually they'll flee. They're not murderers. They're burglars.
He spent those hours concocting some silly story the jury's gonna see right through.
Not a story.
Well, maybe you didn't do that, but you didn't know what to do. I mean, you're claiming that you wake up and all the lights are on. But you know that something's wrong.
Why didn't you go in? You knew the back door was open.
I never saw the lights were on. The lights in my parents' bedroom.
You said earlier that all of the lights were on. You fell asleep, you woke up, all of the lights were still on.
I said my parents' bedroom lights were on.
You said all the lights.
And that photo in front of him is of his family members.
I was wondering.
That's
So the detective actually put it in front of in his family members. Yeah, this interview is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this is a crazy one. And so he's looking at his dead family right there. It's crazy. Also, it's kind of fucked up. I wonder if he slept in the house.
Oh, I don't like that.
They never asked him that.
Oh.
They never asked him that. But
They're assuming that now they're insinuating that right here.
But if he would have, so he left, got to his house at 1, killed his whole family by 2 or 3. He ain't gonna stay up till 5:30. That's when Ryan called. I bet he went to sleep. Listen to this.
You've done nothing but lie to your friends. I couldn't find the car keys. I couldn't get in the house. All the lights were on. You got the car keys in your jacket. You have no idea where the keys to the gun locker are, yet they're found under your mattress. You leave your friend's house. I'm gonna go get the car. You don't come back until 6 o'clock in the morning. It was 30 degrees outside last night. You didn't sleep in your car.
I mean, he's laughing. Holy shit.
He's almost whispering.
We talked about this last time, but you know, the mask of sanity, where you talked about like American Psycho, where a psychopath.
Yes.
So a psychopath have to wear this mask of sanity, and you learn it from a young age. If you're at a family funeral and you
see other people cry.
Yeah, your grandpappy's dead there in the casket and everyone's bawling. And then you're like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Why don't I give a shit? You have to like fake it.
Yes.
So he's actually still that young, so he may not know yet, but he's like, so if I cry, will that make you believe me?
You asked me where my parents' bedroom was.
You haven't shed one tear for your family.
You were totally unemotional about this. You walk into a house, your whole family's murdered, and you're just, I didn't do it. Why would I do it? I was in my friend's house.
So crying would make you believe that.
I think you're trying to.
That's actually going through his thought process. Maybe I should cry. Is there some way I can cry?
Can I make this happen right now?
Is that not fucking nuts? Anyway, let me go through step by step what he says. I know this is running a little long. Is people still in here?
Yeah. I'm curious what if he does finally break down and confess.
He does. And let's go through it right now. This is the murder as it happened.
Ooh, interesting question. I will say from Wolfie, did they by chance have gunshot residue tested on him? him?
Huh, that's a really good question.
Fabulous question. Yeah.
By all accounts, if he would have kept to his story, if he would have said nothing, give me an attorney, he would have gotten away with it. There was no gunshot residue. The gun was actually cleaned and it was discarded. It was found, but it was, if the keys weren't under his mattress and he had like if he was just there, like boom, 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 and then ran back home, perhaps he could have, and he just clammed up and didn't say anything because they didn't have any real evidence on it. You know, it's just did you do it? No, I didn't. You know, they can't prove it.
It was circumstantial, right?
Yeah, very circumstantial.
That no one broke in, nothing was taken. There was a gap with his friends that he was gone and unaccounted for, emotionless.
Yeah, but imagine if he would have just been like, I didn't do it the whole time. Even like, you know, a jury would have a hard time making this case if there was really nothing, you know, just because the gun safe key is under his bed doesn't.
I don't know. I think there's still I think he still could have been convicted even so, because I think, is it beyond reasonable doubt even otherwise? And I think yeah, because it's not somebody else. It's not somebody else.
Right.
Nothing was taken. There's no motive.
I know, but I mean, think about it. A 15-year-old is going to murder his entire family, including his two younger brothers.
Stranger things have happened.
And then, why don't you shed any tears? Well, my psychiatrist here, I got 3 of them working with me. They say that the trauma I went through of this whole situation made me completely numb, you know? I mean,
I don't know.
He's a 15-year-old. And plus, like, a 15-year-old is, like, what are you going to do?
I'm glad he confessed, because if he did it, then he deserves to be punished for it. So
yeah, all right. So here's what happened. They're at the house watching a movie, drinking beer, doing what 15-year-olds do. They all fall asleep. Ryan gets up. He says, hey, I'm going to go get my car so we can go drive. Boom. He goes to his house. Now, before that, he calls his younger brother and says, hey, leave the basement door open, which is the way he goes into the house. So getting the car was just a ruse. I don't know if he premeditated this whole thing for weeks or whatever, or even before this, but I think he was going to his house for this reason. I don't think he was going to get his car. You know, I think he was going to kill his family.
Yeah.
So he goes there and he gets his dad's 9mm. It wasn't even in the gun safe. It was on the workbench in the garage. It was there. It was used previously, so he left it there. Yes, having young kids, you probably should keep it in a gun safe, but all the kids were proficient with it. And if your kids shoot anyway, they know not to pick up a gun and act like it's a toy type of thing.
And then I went back to get the car, and I saw him sitting on the couch. The TV was on. I knew the gun was out on the workshop bench.
Nicholas goes into the garage, sees the gun there, puts on a pair of like Leatherman gloves, grabs the gun, and then goes to the couch where he could see his dad sleeping like through the window before he even went into the house. The dad was snoozing on the couch. Now, the dad was shot in the back of the head. So this is really eerie. He goes up to the couch and he is sitting there and he is in his mind. He's a 15-year-old kid. This is the decision of his life. Should I go through with this? My dad's been riding me hard. He's been yelling at me. He's been suspending me for all the drinking stuff. I'm getting it way more than my brothers. But should I kill him? So he is sitting behind his dad while his dad is sleeping on the couch for what he says at least 30 minutes.
What happened? I thought I sat there for a half hour.
He was sleeping.
Yeah.
He was standing over his dad for a full half an hour. A full half an hour.
I mean, really? I mean, it's interesting then. He thought really hard about it.
Yeah.
And then decided to do it.
But put yourself in the mind of a 15-year-old. A half hour of watching your dad sleep, standing behind his head. What goes through your mind? So he goes between these phases of he lifts the gun up and he thinks about, all the times his dad called him worthless and you're throwing your life away drinking and, these friends you hanging out with, like, look at me, I'm this successful lawyer. Who are you going to be? You don't even have any aspirations. You're never going to be as good as me. He's thinking all this shit in his head, putting the gun up to his dad's head.
I went between putting the gun up to his head and pulling it back down.
Thinking all this, and then he puts it down and is like, well, think of my future. What will my future be like? What if I get caught? As a 15-year-old, he's going through this, puts it to his head, brings it down, up, down, up, down, up, down for 30 fucking minutes. Holy shit. I mean, that just blew my fucking mind right there.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Like, I just don't understand. I think that's all I can say is I don't get it. Like, how could you think that this was a good idea?
He says quote, stood there for half an hour. And then I went between pulling the gun up to his head and pulling it back down. I was looking at him, raising the gun, putting it back down. And then I raised it one last time. That's when he shot. Fucking crazy, is it not?
It's interesting how you mentioned the whole mask thing and the crying thing, because now he's crying.
I think he's even faking it now. It just doesn't seem real.
Because he felt like that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's called the mask of sanity. So a half an hour there. And then once you do it, that's it. But why even, okay, you killed your dad. What the fuck? Go, leave.
But
your dad's the one that had problems with. Why go kill your mom and the two brothers?
And he's saying it just went off.
I'm not sure if I meant to pull the trigger or if it
Just went off.
it just
Right?
Yeah.
And so Wolfie calls out, it just went off. Just went off 4 other times.
He ran into my knife 10 times.
Right.
What is he, Alec Baldwin?
Behold.
And the fact too that like he literally said to the officer earlier, like, why would I do it? Like I literally get everything I want. Like you can't unmurder somebody.
Oh, you think that's fucked up? Look at what he says here right quick.
Where's this gun going to be found?
no. It's for you guys to find.
Where's the gun gonna be found? I don't know. That's for you guys. That's for you guys to find. That is fucked up. Like, I mean, he's like, oh my God, this guy fucking makes my blood boil.
I want to backhand him so bad.
Anyway, so he finally pulls the trigger. Boom. This is also really fucked up. I mean, the whole case is fucked up, but it gets kind of worse.
How?
So,
Because he killed the rest of his family. That's right.
well, why'd you shoot him in the head? Quote, I just figured it'd be quicker. After he shot his dad in the back of the head, quote, I realized I couldn't walk away from that. The mom wakes up upstairs in the master bedroom. He can hear the mother going and seeing what that was. It was a huge freaking bang, but she was sleeping. So maybe, she just had a nightmare or whatever, woke her up. The whole house is silent. She never comes downstairs, but he, for the next 30 minutes, will sit on the couch next to his dead father and wait for his mom to go back to sleep for 30 fucking minutes.
Wow.
Jeez.
Because it's better for him to kill his mother than for his mother to find out that he killed his father and not forgive him for that.
Right.
Quote, I waited for a little bit before I shot her, end quote.
Like if it was really all about the dad, it could have stopped right there.
He sat on the couch for 30 minutes by his dead father, just sitting there silent because he doesn't want to make a noise, because the mom's already like, what was that? Everyone okay? Like, I thought I heard something, maybe a dream. Checks in on the kids. Like, she goes to the kids. You guys okay? Oh, yeah, we're fine. Okay, everyone's good.
But didn't come downstairs to look for her husband.
I mean,
like, wouldn't you know that your husband is not in bed next to you? Like, I mean, maybe they had separate rooms. I don't know. But
yeah, kind of. I don't know. Maybe they were arguing or something.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe my husband dropped something or whatever. He's up.
I would still.
It is a big house,
I
too.
am by no means placing any blame on her, but
No,
I know
absolutely
me, and I would have.
But it is.
If I had heard a sound and I knew you weren't there, I would probably check it out.
So he sits there quietly, not even moving a fucking muscle, not even moving a muscle. Just, okay, I got to wait till my mom goes back to sleep. I mean, just that, dude, it just blows my mind. This is a 15-year-old kid just like silent, waiting for his mom to go back to sleep so he can go shoot her.
I wonder if he had like,
fucking...
because when you're younger, and I don't remember the exact age, but I don't know if at 15, if you have never experienced a death before, if you really understand the finality of death.
Oh my God. This kid is really smart. He's an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I know, but like still, your brain isn't fully developed until you're 25.
I
But
do think at
still,
15 you understand the finality of death.
I would hope so, but I'm trying to look for the the good in everyone,
Yeah.
I guess. But what did he expect to shoot his dad while he was asleep and then have him wake up the next morning and pour him a bowl of Cheerios? Like
I
don't think he thought about the consequences, but I think he knew the finality because he thought about it for 30 fucking minutes before he did it.
But he could have also shot him, and maybe not killed him, and injured him, even if he shot him in the
shot
head.
him in the back of the head.
Yeah,
you
I
ain't
know.
coming back
He
from
knew
that.
he was dead.
No, I know, but
Especially if he's
saying.
experienced with guns.
Yeah.
He knows how to handle them. He knew what he was doing. 100%.
Okay, but here's the thing. Why kill the mom and why kill the other two kids or the other brothers?
That doesn't make any sense to me either.
Well,
even more so.
Well,
For me, I mean, the mother,
okay, let me just throw this out there right quick. The father does have a pretty sizable inheritance.
Yeah, which you ain't getting, kid.
Yeah, but you would have to split it with two brothers.
Well, also
You can't get shit in jail, dude.
no, but also
He didn't think he was going to jail.
Well, that's because he's a 15-year-old moron.
Well, also, like, if you kill the dad and then it's like, really upsetting for the family and, the mom and you have the 2 kids, but then he kills the dad, then he kills the mom, right? Okay. Now, if he leaves it at that, then he has 2 younger siblings to take care of. Like, do they have any other family out there? Like,
Well,
would he be responsible for those 2 brothers? I mean, obviously, the number one, the inheritance, that makes sense. He would have to split it with them, but
He's not of age. He wouldn't. They would be in
foster care or family care.
most likely in a will. Like they would have someone who would be taking care of their children.
He had quite a few family members, extended family, aunt, uncle, this, that, and the other, who wrote the judge and basically said to be lenient on him because the father was hard on him. But then again, they were like, I mean, he's a 15-year-old.
He's the only family left.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
There's no reason for it. Why would I jeopardize? You put money into it. I have a very large, or have whatever, inheritance coming to me, regardless if there's insurance money.
There you go. He's known for, since he didn't provide a reason for doing this, the reasoning that everyone knows him for is he was trying to get the inheritance. The real reason is who the fuck knows? He never provided one. The detective wanted him to, but he never did. So
This detective's like, you're a fucking monster.
yeah, dude, the detective says, I'm looking at a cold-blooded killer.
You're a stone cold killer.
Cold-blooded killer. He is, dude. This guy has no fucking emotions. Holy shit. There you go.
Okay, you know what?
So
all right.
he
so
knows
regardless of money, you don't mention your family at all. Don't have anything to lose. I don't know, your family? Like,
So he knows his father has sizable real estate out there. Like he knows if he could get away with it, he could get all the money. So is that the reason he killed his 2 brothers? No, literally no one knows but him. He has never said anything else. Like, did he do it for the money? Did he do it to eliminate witnesses? Probably not. I mean, why? They're not witnesses. They're sleeping. Like, what the fuck?
how old were the other brothers? 10 and
13
13.
and 11. I mean, Jesus fuck. This is a terrible fucking case, dude.
Yeah.
like they'll never get to go to high school or go to prom or graduate or get married or
Awful.
Yeah. So finishing up the murder anyway. So he spends that half hour with his dad. He goes up and he shoots his mother twice. And then, quote, I went in and shot Greg and then turned to Ben. So just one after the other. Ben was probably awake. If I was to put money on it, he would be the only one awake because he was in the same room. If you fire a gun in that room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear it.
But, it was quick. So, I mean.
He didn't hesitate after that.
No, I mean, and.
You'd already killed 2 people before, so why change now?
Wow.
Jesus. I mean, him fucking eating Burger King, like, oh, do you want something to eat? Can we get something to eat? Yeah, just a double Whopper, Coke, fries. Yeah, thanks, man. What the fuck, dude? This is crazy. I mean,
I'm angry.
I have trouble showing empathy and emotion too, but fuck, dude, I am not that bad. That is pushing it.
So what was his sentence?
Well, what do you think he should get?
He was only 15, which is the hard part to this case.
Well, they did try him as an adult. Keep in mind, if you're under 18, you can't be executed.
Well, if he was tried as an adult, did he get 4 life sentences?
He was tried 4 counts of murder, 2 life sentences. So 2, and they were consecutive, which means they're served on top of each other.
He'll never get out.
No, on top of each other.
Like at the same time?
Yeah, at the same time. So he could parole in, I think it was 33 years. Let me see.
How does
Hey, what? No, tell me why he won't ever be out of prison. There's one reason why he won't be out, even though he can parole. There's like one very specific reason. Here he is right now on writeaprisoner.com.
is it because
This is him in prison. He's smiling. Writeaprisoner.com. Man, we should.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah, man.
Didn't know that was a
Is
thing
that like
either.
a dating site? I know that people try to like date in people in prison, but like, it's that, please don't sign me up for that. Like, I don't, like, that's one site I don't want to be part of.
Oh my God. Does anybody use this? Kind of crazy.
Huh.
I didn't know it was a thing either. Nuts.
Had no idea. Well, why do you think that? So why won't he ever be released?
Okay, this is the reason he won't be released. And it's obviously not, this is my opinion, but it's shared pretty heavily. The reason he can't be released is because he's a psychopath, right?
He's a danger to society.
He's born with this disorder of not having empathy or a conscience.
Has he been diagnosed since he's been in prison?
If they they release him and he still has this disorder, he is really likely to reoffend. So
That
he
doesn't
is.
mean he won't be out of prison, though. Jen's question is
I
totally
know, but
valid.
he's got to go in front. He's got a life sentence. He's got 2. The only way he can get out, because he has life, but with parole, is in 30 years. He goes to the parole board at 50 or whatever. And then they say, okay, it says here that you have anti-personality disorder. You don't have emotions. You don't have a consciousness. You know, if we let you out, you don't care if someone lives or die. You could do this again. That's the fucking thing.
So, but this is the flaw in which he could act like a little church mouse for his 30 years in
Good
prison
behavior.
and be a star prisoner.
But they know that he's got the disorder.
You have seen more horrific people be released, though.
Yeah, that's true. I looked it up. It's one psychiatrist said it's like a death sentence to get labeled a sociopath or psychopath, like diagnosed with it, because you will never get out of prison.
Well, hopefully that is the case.
I mean, this is the kid-
because
this
I
kid-
don't think that the people should be released. out of
This
prison
kid
for
right
that.
here just murdered his entire fucking family. This kid right here. I mean, can you fucking imagine? Holy shit, you know? Like everyone just dead. Boom, boom, boom.
I will
boom,
say his
dead.
smile is different from the rest.
I was
of the
gonna
family
just say
smiles.
that, like, literally, there's joy on everyone's faces except for his.
I didn't catch it the first time you flashed it, but the second time
Yeah.
you flashed that photo,
Well,
his-
also the
smile
yearbook
is
photo
not.
you just showed too. It's just like
And he also is
Yeah.
he also is spaced out from his
his
rest of
eyes
his family.
are like
You see,
dark,
he's kind of
soulless eyes.
like these.
No,
you could have just assumed maybe he wasn't a good like photo taker, you know. But
No,
now we
man,
know, and
I've
we're
seen
gonna-
I've seen a lot of psychopaths in my time in the military, and they pretty much all look like this. I'm just kidding.
good to know. I'll keep that in mind when I'm going through dating profiles.
Yeah, don't date military people. If you want, I mean, we're pretty much all psychos. You have to be. You go kill people. Like, I'm just kidding.
Unless you enlist when it's not wartime.
Yeah, but who does
You
that?
still want to blow shit up.
You don't get a fucking bonus during that shit, and you don't get to blow shit up. Yeah. Anyway, and until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.